Hello there. Allow us to introduce ourselves. We are from Group 6, consisting of me, Hilbert, Audrey, Alien, Reynard, and Nicholas. Today, we are going to talk about chronic wound and stem cells. First things first, what are these two strange terms? What do they mean? And what do they have to do with each other? Well, let's find out.
So, what are chronic wounds? A chronic wound is basically one that failed to heal properly in time, thus resulting in an open or partially healed wound. Infectious wounds and surgical wounds are common examples of chronic wounds, so I'm sure you have probably experienced it before. So now, what are stem cells? Well, stem cells are very special cells in our body that are able to generate other specialized cells. Think of stem cells as mother who is able to give birth to a different kid and children, and each having their own special abilities. An example of this is the stem cell derived from our bone marrow, which is able to generate red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets.
So the question is, how do these two terms correlate with each other? Well, here is the cool part. Currently, stem cells, specifically those derived from bone marrow, can be used to help heal chronic wounds. You might be wondering, how do we do that? Do we just simply put cells into the wound site? Well, yes, but actually no. These cells have to undergo a process referred to as bioprocessing, and allow us to explain. The bioprocessing of bone marrow stem cells for chronic wound healing is divided into two main parts: upstream and downstream processing.
Upstream processing consists of us taking the bone marrow stem cells from a source as well as growing it in a bioreactor, which is basically just a big tank where the cells can grow in. The taking of cells are termed as the harvesting and isolation, while growing the cells in a bioreactor is called the expansion in bioreactor. In this case, the growth of the stem cells in the bioreactor uses another cool technology called microcarriers. These microcarriers are basically beads where the stem cells can stick to and grow on. Downstream processing, on the other hand, consists of us unsticking the stem cells from the microcarriers, which is called cell detachment from microcarriers. After the cells are unsticked and collected, they are now ready to be packaged. However, unlike our online orders, these stem cells have to be packaged using special methods and a special type of material too, called biomaterial scaffold.
These scaffolds function to support the transport of stem cells into the chronic wound sites. There are two most common types of biomaterial scaffolds, which are the collagen chitosan scaffold and the hydrogel scaffold. As of now, both types are equally advantageous in terms of chronic wound healing, as they are both able to effectively deliver the stem cells into the wound site without damaging the cells. After the cells are packaged in the biomaterial scaffold, they can now be used and applied to our chronic wound sites.
Well, that's all we have for you today. We hope you guys were able to learn a thing or two from this video. If you are interested in the hard and complex stuff regarding this entire process, you are more than welcome to read our paper titled A Review: The Bioprocessing of Bone Marrow-Mesenchymal Stem Cells for Chronic Wound. Thank you again for your attention. Hope you had fun watching, and till next time.
Here are the references that we used.